Are you a closet case when it comes to storage? Coming up on S&P Property.
Usually the living area is so small, and whether the new buyer will actually like it is a big question mark.
When you own a flat in Hong Kong, it's not just a place to rest your head. It's also an investment. Every decision that you make, from whether or not to refit that kitchen, to whether or not to vote for that expensive lobby renovation downstairs, can affect the resale value of your property. Well, in today's mailbag, we have a reader who is contemplating a DIY project, but is wondering whether or not it's really worth his while. He writes, "I'm relatively new to the Hong Kong market and I've just bought my first place. With resale in mind, do Hong Kong buyers appreciate storage space? Should I think about getting fitted cupboards, shelves, and wardrobes?" Our first expert says yes, especially when you consider that fashion-conscious Hong Kongers need a place for their clothes.
I think it's important because Hong Kong, usually the living area is so small compared to the other country, even though in China. But Hong Kong people, they got a lot of clothing or some kind of equipment.
And proper storage is important, not only when you're selling, but when you're renting as well.
Storage is important in Hong Kong. It's critical because the flat sizes and the efficiency levels are not high. So storage is critical. It's also critical for renting. So if an investor wants to buy and then rent it on, yields and rental returns can be reflected in storage as well.
But not all our experts think storage is important. Think about it. When you go to buy a property, what is the first thing you think about? Location. Then you probably think about price. You probably might also ask yourself, how am I going to get to work? After that, you might want to know if there's a grocery store nearby. You're also probably concerned about the size of your flat, and if it has a good view, that's another added bonus. But whether or not it has adequate storage space, well, that probably falls between whether the guards are friendly and if your neighbors are nice.
The very fact that whether there's storage space in fully fitted in the premises or not, wouldn't be the first priority.
And let's not forget that your taste in furniture and fittings might not suit the next buyer.
The quality of the fittings and things like the color scheme are very much personal issues, and whether the new buyer will actually like it is a big question mark yet to be seen.
So how do we conclude this question? Well, if you really need the storage space, just go out and get it. And when it comes to the resale value of your property, just remember that storage isn't the only factor. There's probably a lot of other great things about your flat that will make it attractive to a buyer as well. That's all for this week. This has been Michael Logan.